friendos, Newbornkilik here, welcoming you back to another awesome gaming-related video, and this one is a Zelda-related one as well. Now, we're going to be taking a look at the new Breath of the Wild 2 trailer that was just dropped, just released, in all of its magnificent glory. We're going to take a quick peek at that and see what it has to offer these Zelda fans like you and me, you know, the boys, and see what it has to offer all of us. We actually did a full live watch party over here on YouTube. Normally I do that on twitch.tv/Newbornkilik, but I wanted to show some love to the YouTube crew. Without further ado, let's get into my deep dive, my thoughts on this Breath of the Wild trailer. Okay, so first off, I love this kind of creepy atmosphere that the game is building for us. We have that... Wait, hold on, actually. Wait a minute, let me look at this again. So if we look here, we see this guy's kind of garb, his robes. You know, everyone's assuming, okay, this is probably Ganon, right? Potentially, sure. So if we look at kind of his, like, he's kind of got, like, the traditional, like, toga-style robes on. Maybe we get a just, you know, a better look at that. A lot of it does look organic, but if you also notice the stuff kind of around his arm and chest there, maybe I could point that out somehow, but looking into that, there's something a little bit further on in the trailer that was of interest to me when we did the Zelda Falls. We have no idea what that means. We know this game's potentially going to be darker than the other Zelda games, which I'm all for. This right here. So I don't know if this is a purposeful, like, costume choice for them, but Link has kind of this toga, like we're assuming it's Link, right? Blonde hair. We also noticed that he's got something on his arm, on his right arm rather. So this actually lines up very well with at the beginning of the trailer where his right arm gets like consumed by something. So right there, we see Link, his right arm is like being like consumed by whatever, I'm assuming this is like a malice of some kind or some kind of malice. And it doesn't look like he's too happy about it, but that's beside the point. So if we go on further, we see that his right arm is like in this corrupted state. So clearly that has some kind of gameplay ramifications. I just think it's interesting, the parallel of this like toga style garb that, again, quote unquote, assuming Link has on. Link looks, it looks so weird. It's so weird that they're not showing his face to me, because if we look back here, let's see what the hairdo's like here. So Link has his hair, oh, Link could give me the bedroom eyes, I'm not sure. Okay, maybe not on YouTube, all right, I'll get this video demonetized. So if we look here, Link has his hair up and he's got, you know, his generic like blue tunic. Whereas if we fast forward a little bit, you see this Link doesn't have his hair up, so maybe that's, you know, a choice. Maybe there's cosmetic stuff that you can do here as well. His right hand is also like kind of messed up, kind of bandaged up as well. Originally, I was kind of leaning towards the idea that maybe this actually wasn't Link, but maybe like another character. But the fact that his right arm is kind of gnarled up leads me to believe that it is most likely Link. Well, that, and it would be weird to have, you know, a Zelda game where you don't play as Link. Now, if we played as Zelda, that would be awesome. But just free roaming thoughts, I suppose. But I do believe this is definitely Link. I don't know if anyone else was having that conundrum in their head, but I was when I first saw it, because I don't know, something about this feels weird to me, man. Something about the fact that he's totally different. And then later on in the trailer, right here, he's shown, you know, in his full garb, like as you would expect to see Link in Breath of the Wild 2 or whatever. And so we have Talus, I think it's called Talus, Stone Talus encampments basically. So it's basically a moving fortress. You got to fight a Talus and these bokoblins all at once. All I'm saying is you get one bomb arrow on that back there, you're probably going to have yourselves a good time. But still, evolution of enemies, you know, these bokoblins seem to be a bit more intelligent in this. They're working together. Oh, I don't know if the Stone Talus really has a say in this, honestly. Was that just a standard little baby Talus? Okay, maybe that was a baby Talus, maybe it wasn't. This is his right hand. We're assuming Link's, right? So how this makes me feel is that his right hand was like cursed or something, right? And now he's using this assumedly Sheikah tech to cure it, or maybe find a way to like weaponize this curse. And as we go on a little bit later, so I don't see a Sheikah slate in his right hand. Whatever this curse is, and whatever kind of countermeasures they're taking maybe to, counteract this curse, are allowing him to use, this is clearly stasis, like a very powerful form of stasis. However, if we look here, let me bring this back a little bit, this flamethrower thing is in his left hand, which means that maybe, and I don't see a shield on his back, so maybe they're gonna have like primary hand and offhand weaponry, and primary hand weaponry is gonna be like your swords, stuff like that, and your single-handed weaponry, and then your offhand is going to be like shields and maybe like a parrying dagger or something. I'm not really sure exactly how crazy they'd go with that, but stuff like parrying daggers might be in the left hand, or these kind of mid-range weaponry that you could use during combat, like this flamethrower arm we got here. I also don't have too much to say about this enemy here. It actually looks like it's probably like a mini boss or something, or maybe a more powerful form of an enemy, because it's pretty damn big. It's definitely not like your garden variety bokoblin style enemy or anything. Definitely seems to be weak to fire. And so this draws interesting parallels to the next scene here. So we see this, and then he goes up. And what I believe this is, if I could do this. So later on in the presentation, we're going to learn, or in the trailer rather, we're going to learn that there are actually like islands in the sky, kind of like a la Skyward Sword. I don't think it's going to get in the way of exploration too much. If anything, maybe it makes it a little bit better, but I believe that these are likely going to be the way that we get up to those islands. Because as we see here, it kind of like goes in, and this could be reversed footage potentially, just to create some mystery or something, but I don't think it is really. So we see this kind of like this reverse water shape, and then Link is, so this is actually a pretty common like technique used in editing. It draws parallels to that shape with Link putting his hands up. Again, the footage could be reversed. We could be like doing something, and then this would be how you get to the islands in the sky, is through these pools potentially, and maybe you can use them to like warp up or use a certain Sheikah power or something. But it's clear to me that this seems like the way that we're supposed to be traversing, from surface level up to the skies. And yeah, not too much to say. It looks like Ganon's taken the defensive route this time, or whatever this being is. It should be noted that whatever this evil kind of around the castle draws heavy parallels to what happened in the beginning with Link's arm. It looks to be the same stuff, it seems. We can see it, yeah. So that looks identical to the stuff at the very end of the trailer. I guess I'll just go ahead and let this run in the background while I talk about some final thoughts. And so it seems like, again, this might be a bit darker of a game. I'm curious what this means. Like Zelda falling off of this cliff here. It could potentially mean that maybe Zelda might die or be severely wounded at some point. I'm not really sure, because in the original game, the reason Zelda couldn't help you is because she was holding back Calamity Ganon, basically. So I feel like having Princess Zelda on your side from the beginning would make the game just a complete wash. So maybe you're trying to like use the Shrine of Resurrection for Zelda or something. But okay, so here we can get a nicer, like a better look at this arm here. Actually, it's kind of pretty goddamn gnarled up, but it also goes like into his body as well. So maybe there's going to be some like, maybe it spreads, maybe, I don't really know, honestly. But I do think that a lot of this game is going to revolve around Link's arm and like curing himself or finding a way to weaponize this this nasty curse. Also, this looks like a BMOS to me. Looks like a beefy, upgraded, updated Beamos to me. Probably shoot something out of that eye hole. Oh, no, he had arms. Okay, I didn't notice that at first, but he does have arms on the side. So maybe it's just like your standard kind of golem type enemy. But this to me feels like a Beamos. If it's not shooting lasers out of something, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm kind of upset. But an interesting looking new enemy. I'm gonna say the weak spots are probably on those shoulders. Just the Zelda guy in me kicking up there. You've already seen the talus. So anyway, I think that's about it. I'm curious if... Oh, also, looking at this, it looks like you can... Maybe you freeze time, right? No, I guess time doesn't really freeze. See, I'm very curious about this mechanic here, because as we can see, he uses it, and then time like goes white. Maybe you can choose where things go in stasis, kind of like an updated version of how they did it in Breath of the Wild, where you just had to hit it and you got the little arrow that would kind of point you in whichever direction. Now it looks like maybe you can control better where that goes, which would be nice. Also, I love this shimmy animation when he gets up. I don't. That's a fun fact about me. I love that animation. Then again, I'm also the guy that loves it when Mario gets out of the sand in Mario 64. But anyway, that's beside the point. It looks like a Breath of the Wild 2 to me. I'm pretty hype, honestly. I was a bit disappointed. I guess we can go into some of my thoughts on the Nintendo E3 in general, just real quick. Like, I was fairly disappointed. A lot of the games weren't really for me, unfortunately. But Metroid Dread looks pretty cool. Honestly, I can't wait to get my hands on that. With that said, they really did Link dirty for the 35th anniversary, didn't they? That little handheld system. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if that's really enough. But anyway, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. It does sound like an awful lot. I hope you're having yourselves a wonderful day, and I hope it continues to get better. We stream over on twitch.tv/Newbornkilik 4 days a week, so I would definitely encourage you to go check that out. Thank you so much to my patrons and channel members, as well as Twitch supporters as well. Anyway, I'm Newbornkilik, and I will see you in the next one. I'm out.